All right, so today we're going to be talking about 10,000 Maniacs, the band that popularized Natalie Merchant. They are most commonly known for the songs like These Are Days and Like the Weather, and their cover of Patti Smith and Bruce Springsteen's song Because of the Night. And they're also known for, of course, launching the career of lead singer and songwriter Natalie Merchant. So the band's music is characterized by songs that focus on emotional expression, personal issues, and longing for peace and love. You know, these standard kind of music stuff that you hear about all the time. Those themes are basically a mainstay in not just rock, but music in general, I suppose. And I would say it includes elements of folk, pop, country, though I consider them a VH1 happy alternative rock thingy. And at the same time, some might say I'm wrong about this part, but to my ear, it sounds like they borrow a little bit from jazz, even Latin music and classical music, at least in terms of feel at times, maybe a little bit of the rhythm in some of the tracks that I listen to. And again, there are some people out there who will say, dude, you're a bonehead. They don't have any of those elements in their music. What are you talking about? You know, go back to school, you know? But I occasionally pick on these like subtle hints of these different influences. I don't know. And it could be that I'm wrong, but in some cases, I think I'm not. Anyway, the group has been noted for its influence on subsequent alternative rock and folk rock bands. And I don't think you can take that away from them. It's one of those things where, okay, maybe you're not a huge fan of 10,000 Maniacs. I don't really listen to them very often myself. But they're one of those bands that's kind of secretly influential. You know, I mean, not to say that they're so, hidden from pop culture these days, but I would say that, if you're talking about music, a lot of people are just going to randomly sort of bring up 10,000 Maniacs. And I'm sure there are some people who are hardcore fans of the band and all that. I know my aunt really likes the song Carnival by Natalie Merchant. So, it's not like there is no popularity here. It's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying they're a little bit of a low key influencer. I would also say that 10,000 Maniacs has not been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, despite actually being a pretty successful and influential band, as I've noted. And you can't really base things too much on whether or not they're in the Rock Hall or if they won Grammys or if the album is sold a lot or whatever, because there are always some bands and songs and albums that don't really sell much of anything, yet they're still worthwhile. That's called the underground, baby. Um, but obviously, 10,000 Maniacs really are not the underground. They're reasonably well established. And yeah, some of you out there are not fans, and you'll think, oh, this band wouldn't deserve to be in the Rock Hall of Fame anyway. But honestly, have you ever seen or heard some of the people who have made it in there? I think it's fair to say that somewhere down the line, if you look at the list, you're going to say, okay, that person probably doesn't really fit, you know? So, yeah, even without being a 10,000 Maniacs super fan and really someone who could barely name most of their songs, I think they might as well be inducted into something like that. They probably deserve some recognition for their influence. And I think they're one of those bands that you could just listen to, and I don't think it'll like piss people off that much that you're playing them on a jukebox or whatever. They might just be like, oh, what is this? You know. And face it, like if you're in a bar type environment, you're probably not going to be that fixated on the music. You're, you know, focused on getting boozed up or obviously trying to get laid, as so many people do at the bar, or maybe there's a trivia night going on or something. So, you might hear something like 10,000 Maniacs if somebody's playing their Pandora station or some shit while they're tending the bar, you know. Anyway, I should go over some basic details about, the band. They formed in 1981. They were originally named Still Life, and they're from Jamestown, New York, originally. And their current lineup does not contain Natalie Merchant. It apparently is Dennis Drew, Steve Gustafson, Jerry Augustiniak, Mary Ramsey, Jeff Erickson, and John Lombardo. So yeah, I would say check out 10,000 Maniacs. Maybe you'll be into what they have to offer. I think they're a pretty decent band, even if they don't really exactly do a whole lot for me. I could, I can listen to them. There's no big deal, no problem with them. They didn't kill my paw or anything like that. So, well, anyway, that's about all I need to say about them. I'm obviously talking about a lot of different musical acts, and they're just one of the ones that I got around to talking about. So, all right, have a good day.